watching TuneIn on WBRZ.
Good morning, and thanks for tuning in on this Monday, March 6th. I'm Kylie Dixon.
Good morning. I'm John Pastrek, and our top story this morning, the all clear at the grocery store in Gonzales. The Rouses off Duplessis Road had to be evacuated on Sunday due to a scare. A suspicious package was found by the front door of the business, so Ascension Parish deputies and state police cleared the business just as a precaution. Officials say no explosives were found. The package appeared to be a toolbox wrapped in duct tape. X-rays showed nails and batteries inside.
Another big story, President Trump's new travel ban executive order to be revealed today. The new order temporarily barring the entry of people from certain Muslim-majority countries and halting the nation's refugee program are on track for today. The original order was blocked by a federal judge. The new ban is expected to avoid any legal issues.
Starting off in the 60s this morning and no rain, but we had some rain yesterday. It rained pretty much all afternoon in my house.
Kind of off and on.
Light stuff, yeah. Gave the yard a nice soak. That spring growing season appears to be underway with the last freeze behind us. Let's go ahead and check what we have out there right now. No showers just yet. Tangipahoa Parish and Ponchatoula at 63 degrees. Uniform numbers across the forecast area this morning. Winds are out of the southeast at about 7 miles per hour. We can see on the satellite radar view those showers that crossed the Baton Rouge area yesterday afternoon, kind of lifting away to the north, still out of Louisiana into southern Arkansas. And we're in a bit of a lull right now, but do expect to see some showers increase as we move into the afternoon hours. Might be a little bit of early day sunshine. The clouds will thicken, though, as we get some daytime heating and a bit more instability to kick out some of those showers second half of the day. All right, back in a couple of minutes with an hour-by-hour look at the day ahead. And if you're already making plans, we're previewing the upcoming weekend for you as well. Now, Ashley Frugier is taking a look at the morning.
Thank you, Josh. Well, it is 5:33 this morning. No accidents, no breakdowns, but lots of slowdowns. I'll zoom into that area. It's going to be the bridge, of course. Let's send it back to news now.
Thank you, Ashley. Looking ahead, a series of public meetings in the Baton Rouge area to discuss long-term transportation needs. The Capital Region Planning Commission is hosting the open houses in East and West Baton Rouge, Ascension, Iberville, and Livingston parishes. The 5 meetings will happen over the next 2 weeks. 3 this week, starting in Addis tomorrow from 4:30 to 7:30 at the Addis Community Center. Iberville's meeting is Wednesday and Ascension on Thursday. Also looking ahead, students at 2 schools in Ascension Parish returning home.
Lake Elementary and Santa Maria Primary have been holding classes on temporary campuses across the parish since the August flood. TuneIn's Michael Vincento joins us live from Lake Elementary this morning, where students will be taking classes together for the first time since August. Hey, Michael, good morning. I see you have a special guest with you this morning.
Well, JP, joining us here this morning is Ascension Parish School Superintendent David Alexander. Yet another step towards normalcy. How excited are you for this day?
We're excited every time this happens, right? We're having another school getting to come home today. Actually, we're getting 2 schools back on single sites. We're getting two schools back together again, and that just means a lot to the administration, to that community, to the family, to the teachers, to everybody involved.
And this is the first time since the flood that all of these students are coming together, but when they come back to campus here, it's going to be a little bit different, and why is that?
Well, they're all going to be in temporary buildings, modular classrooms. We built a school here in the last 2.5 months to include office space, cafeteria, library. All of this is housed in temporary complex back there. It's amazing the work that went into this. It's amazing the work of our teachers, our staff, and everybody, you know, that has been involved, food, nutrition, transportation, everybody that's been involved in bringing these families back together.
And while the students here at Lake Elementary, the Lions, they're coming together for the first time, there's another school the same day coming together. And that's, what is that? That's the primary school?
Santa Maria Primary School. They'll gather up together at all grades now. They've been separated. So 3, 4, and 5 has been at RPCC, while K1 and 2 has been at Duplessis. And so what will happen is they'll, I'm sorry, not Duplessis, but Carver. And so what they'll do is they'll come back and gather up on one single site now, and they'll have their entire administration, their counselors, they'll have their entire family together on one site now.
All right, well, for all the students out there, maybe not waking up just yet, but it's going to be a great day. All the students back here together, 2 schools in Ascension Parish, another step towards normalcy. Back to you.
I know they're excited. Hey, Michael, thanks for that live report. Well, for those rebuilding from the flood, listen to this. Getting cabinets, going to take some time. There's been a backlog. Many have been waiting 9 months just to get new cabinets. Backlogged shops are working 7 days a week to keep up with the high demand. While many are frustrated with the long wait, shop owners stress they're working as fast as they can.
But it's not going to be within a 2-month period. It takes years to get this massive production completed. It's not going to be just overnight success of getting people's homes back together.
200,000 houses went underwater. There's 100 shops, cabinet shops in this area. Half of those went underwater. They had to get back and running.
Cabinet shops say a lot of their supplies are also rebounding from the flood, so they're asking for patience from their customers. Wow.
Their cabinets look beautiful.
Yeah,
that video.
that kind of just puts it into perspective.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Well, coming up when Tuna continues, the LSU gymnastics team vaults their way into history. Watch this. How about a perfect 10? Yeah, we're going to have highlights of a perfect day at the PMAC coming up.
Plus, we're helping you weather the storm as Severe Weather Awareness Week gets underway. But right now, it is 5:38, 62 degrees. We'll be back. We continue with breaking news this morning. Tensions rising between North Korea and Malaysia. Malaysia forcing its North Korean ambassador to leave the country. This chaotic scene outside the airport this morning. Relations between the countries have gone sour following the poisoning of Kim Jong-nam, the exiled half-brother of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. He died 20 minutes after 2 women rubbed a nerve agent on his face at a Malaysian airport. The two countries disagreeing over his cause of death and who is responsible. And breaking overnight, a bus crash in Panama killing over a dozen people. The bus carrying farm workers went off a highway and landed in a creek. The white bus ending up at the bottom of a ravine below a bridge. 16 people dying at the scene, 2 later dying at the hospital. Over 40 others injured. We're still working on getting video from the scene. Officials tweeting out that all the victims were male adults.
Meteorologist Josh Eaches with you this morning, and we're checking the temperature map showing readings in the lower 60s. We'll have the 7-day forecast for you in 10 minutes. Now passing it over to Ashley Fruget with a look at traffic.
Thanks, Josh. Well, it is an improving situation right now. The bridge looks a whole lot better than it did about 10-20 minutes ago. So let's go ahead and pass you back to news.
Hey, thanks, Ashley. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes when it comes to predicting the weather.
Weather officials have all kinds of tools they use to be accurate, and that includes weather balloons. One is launched every day here in Louisiana. Meteorologist Robert Gautreaux is live this morning at the National Weather Service in Slidell. Robert, good morning again. So, looks like you guys are ready to launch.
We are ready to go, JP. Every morning and every evening around the world, the National Weather Service launches balloons just like this. The technical term of radiosonde. What this does is goes up high, 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 miles into the sky, well above where airplanes go. And what it does is it takes this instrument and it reads lots of stuff. It reads humidity, it reads temperature, it reads winds. And as it goes up way high in the sky, and eventually it pops and it falls down to the ground. Sometimes it can go as far out as the Gulf of Mexico. It can go out as far as Alabama. And so this is really the crux of all meteorology. These balloons go up, they more or less scan the atmosphere all across the globe, and from that's where we get our weather maps from. We get a real-time look, more or less, of what's going on across the world, and we can see exactly what's coming, and this is what we use to feed into computer models and things like that. So this is the only way we can get data from the atmosphere, is by physically releasing a balloon like this. And just like all the rest of the stations across the world, I'm about to release this in a couple seconds, and we're going to get data live as this goes up in 3, 2, 1. There it goes. And so that balloon is up and out of here. It'll be up there for quite a little while, and it's now currently sending data to the National Weather Service office here. And what it's going to do is this, it also with stations all across the rest of the United States. We're going to be able to build a map from this a little bit later in the day, not immediately, but that's how we get a look of what's going on in the atmosphere now. That's when we know when troughs are coming, when ridges are coming, areas of high pressure, low pressure, disturbances. This is what we use. It's still old school. With all the cool technology we have, we still use balloons filled with hydrogen to go way up in the sky, and that thing gets as big as a house. Once that air pressure drops, the higher it goes up above the jet stream, it gets pretty big. It was already bigger than me now. So we'll be back in about 30 minutes. We're going to take a look at what the Weather Service actually does in comparison to your local news station like a WBRZ. We'll be back in 30 minutes. I'm meteorologist Robert Gautreaux here at the National Weather Service in Slidell.
Wow, that was really cool.
Awesome.
Robert, thanks for that live report.
you.
It's a good thing he didn't have it tied around his thumb or his wrist.
It gets as big as it. I learned something new this morning. I had no idea any of that happened. That's really, really neat. All right, coming up, we're going to talk about safety during the severe weather situations, different ones you may see, thunderstorms, lightning, and this morning we're talking thunderstorms. That's all coming up.
But right now, it is 5:47 on this very busy Monday morning, 62 degrees outside. Don't go away. Much more news, weather, and traffic after the break. And welcome back on this Monday morning. Well, like we've been talking about all morning long, it's Severe Weather Safety Week. Robert has been in Slidell talking about how meteorologists gather information.
Now we want to talk about what to do in case severe weather hits. All week long, we'll talk about different weather situations we may find ourselves in. And this morning we begin with severe thunderstorms. Josh has more.
Severe thunderstorms. A severe thunderstorm warning is issued when the National Weather Service sees a thunderstorm that is capable of producing wind gusts in excess of 58 miles per hour or hail that is over 1 inch in diameter. While lightning is certainly a serious danger, it is not part of the severe thunderstorm warning criteria. Severe thunderstorms should never be taken lightly. Gusty thunderstorm winds can carve out an even larger and sometimes more significant damage path than tornadoes.
This is crazy.
And large hail can damage crops, cars, homes, or even worse, cause you serious injury. So if a severe thunderstorm warning is issued, move inside of a sturdy structure for protection, preferably one that is enclosed to avoid lightning. Once inside, stay away from windows, avoid electronics, and wait until the storm passes. For more on Severe Weather Awareness Week and severe weather safety, go to WBRZ.com and click on the Weather tab.
Fortunately, severe weather is not expected today. Tomorrow, there is a marginal risk for a strong thunderstorm. That's back in the next hour of Tune In with more weather and what to wear for the day of weather ahead. Now, Ashley Fruget has a look at traffic.
All right, Josh, sounds good. Well, your Monday morning drive looks pretty nice out there. Maybe a little traffic working itself out, crossing over the river, but not bad. So all right, there's a look at traffic. Let's send you back to news.
All right, Ashley, thank you very much. You know, she should have just done a vault right over here.
I bet
or
she
tumble.
could.
She could have tumbled.
I bet she could have.
Well, the LSU gymnastic team made history last night, becoming SEC champs.
And it all happened at the PMAC in front of a record crowd. Over 12,600 fans in the stands, the third most in program history. Ashley Natt kicked things off. You saw it right there with a perfect 10 on vault, and it only got better from there for the team, dominating over Florida on the beam and even the floor.
Love those uniforms. Now, the Tigers already had a share of the regular season championship. Now the SEC championship belongs to the Tigers all by themselves. So congratulations to Dee Bro. Look out for this team.
I know, awesome.
They are loaded.
Hey, still to come, our second hour of Tune In with more news, weather, and traffic.
But first, it's time to honor America with the Daily Pledge. And to lead us this morning, some patriotic first graders from Mrs. Burge's class at Walker Elementary School.
In schools across